Hi guys, this is Ian, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to play this riff. Okay, so now this is probably a bit more advanced for those of you who are beginners, but at the end of this tutorial I'm going to try and simplify it a little bit so that those of you who really want to try and play it can play it. Okay, but anyway, in this tutorial what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down and show you literally step by step, pluck by pluck, how the riff is played. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing it in the original key of the song. So this is why I've capoed it onto the 6th fret. And also, just for your information, those of you who watched the guitar tutorial which I did, which didn't have a capo, if you just attach the capo here and use the chords which I taught you in the guitar tutorial, you'll be able to play along with the original version of the song. Okay, so just letting you know. Alright, so with that, to learn the riff, basically I'll break it down. At the start he's going slowly. Okay, so he's going, so basically your right hand, or your left hand if you're left-handed, what you're pressing is, and just for reference, this is the 1st string, this is the 2nd string, this is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Alright, so the thickest string is the 6th string and the thinnest string is the 1st string. And these are frets. Okay, and I'm going to be mentioning the frets relative to the position of the capo. So this would be 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And if I took the capo off, alright, those would still be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so relative to the position of the end of the neck, or relative to the position of the end of the capo. Alright, so that means if you learn this riff here, you can take off the capo and you can play it here as well. Okay, just for note, for those of you who want to play the riff without the capo and going along with the original tutorial. Okay, so anyway, the first part, your thumb is on the 6th string and your index finger is on the 3rd string. Okay, so 6th and 3rd. And here what you're doing is you're pressing down on the 3rd string, 1, 2, 3, 3rd string, 2nd fret, and this is going to be hammering down onto the 3rd string of the 4th fret. Okay, so your first movement is like this. Okay, so 6th and 3rd. 3rd, 3rd. So this is just playing the bass. Got it? So you're going hammer on and hammer off, okay? So after you manage to do that, hammer on and off. Okay, so you only pluck once for the hammer on. You don't go. Okay, just. Okay, and the next part is the pull off. Alright, so your index finger is actually going to pull off the string in order to make a sound. Okay, and when you do this, I wouldn't say pull your finger off like that. You just put it. Okay, an easy way to do this is actually to place your finger in the gap between the 3rd and 4th string and to just slide it over. Okay, just slide it over softly. Alright, so when you play it, you'll go. So hammer on, off, slide. Oh, pull off. Hammer on, off, pull off. Okay, so here, 6th, 3rd, hammer on, slide. Hammer on, off, slide. Okay, so that's the first part of the riff. The next part is where you go. And what's happening here is after the pull off, this finger goes up to the 4th string and plucks it. So you're going hammer on, hammer off, pull off, 4th string. Okay, thumb doesn't do anything at this stage, so pull, and when you pull, your hand moves and your middle finger is going to hammer onto the 4th string on the 2nd fret. Okay, here. Okay, so what's gonna follow is you're gonna do the C chord shape. So this is putting your finger in the position so you can do the C chord shape quickly. So from here, slowly again, pull off, this finger comes up, pull the string, and hammer down. Okay, so what's happening here is okay, finger goes up, 4th string, hammer down, and try and do that faster. This is pretty much the trickiest bit of this whole riff. So okay, so from here, after the hammer off, you put this finger down in the C chord position, your thumb comes down to the C chord bass position, and your index finger goes from the 4th string down to the 2nd string. Okay, so your thumb is on the 5th string, the bass string for the C chord, and your index finger is on the 2nd string. And this is what you're doing here. So you're gonna pluck both the bass, the 5th string and the 2nd string at the same time, and when you pluck it, this index finger is gonna hammer down onto the 2nd string on the 1st fret. Okay, so it's gonna go. So from the beginning it goes. So hammer down off, pull down, and then slide up, hammer down, and this comes down. Okay, I'll try and get this closer for you. So from the beginning it's hammer down, C chord shape. Okay, index finger on the 4th string, hammer down, thumb comes to the 5th string, index finger goes to the 2nd string, your ring finger on your left hand goes to the 5th string on the 3rd fret, the C chord position, and this hammers down onto the 2nd string on the 1st fret. Oops, sorry. Okay, so that's the end of the first section. Okay, and don't worry about the speed just yet. Don't worry about going. Learn to do it slowly first, and then when you get comfortable with it, you can build up the speed. Okay, so after that, you play the D chord shape. Just go to the D chord shape straight away. Lift this finger up. So what you're doing is your thumb's on the 4th string, which is the D chord bass string, and your index and middle finger are on the 3rd and 2nd string. Okay, so you're holding it like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to pluck all the strings. You're going to pluck all the strings, and then you're going to hammer down with your index finger. You hammer down on the D chord position, which is on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And what you're going to do is after you hammer down, you're going to hammer down, and then your index finger is going to pluck the 3rd string, and your middle finger is going to pluck the 2nd string. Okay, so it's all together. Okay, so all hammer down, all teach you the tap later on. Okay, so so from here, all, hammer down, third, second, you go to the E minor chord position. Okay, so basically E minor chord. So this is on the, your index finger here is on the 5th string 2nd fret, and your middle finger is on the 4th string 2nd fret, E, alright? So you move here, and you basically move your thumb up to the E minor chord bass position, which is on the 6th string, and these two fingers stay where they are. Okay, so index finger on the 3rd string, and the middle finger on the middle string. Okay, so you're going. Okay, so so all, hammer, 3rd, 2nd, E minor chord position, all. So in one shot it'd be. Okay, so that's how it would go. And the second round is basically the same for the start, where you're going. Okay, that's the same. But the second time when you're playing D, it's slightly different. So instead of going, you're going. So you go, release this finger again. So thumb and fingers all in the same position as before. All, hammer, and then your index finger plays a 3rd string. Plays a third string. Your middle finger doesn't do anything at this point. And then you release the 3rd string 2nd fret again. So just now when you hammered it on, then you pluck once with the finger down, and then you pluck again with the finger off. So you're going. So the way that sounds is. Okay. All, hammer down, pluck, release. And after this you go to the E minor chord position, and what you do is, instead of playing all like earlier where you were playing third string, 2nd string and the E minor bass, you release the middle finger, so it's just these two fingers doing stuff. Your index finger comes up here all the way to the 4th string, and your thumb is still on the 6th string, and hand in the E minor chord position, and you pluck. Alright, so you're plucking just the bass strings, nothing, no 1, 2, 3, just 4 and 6. And the way that sounds is. Okay. And if you play the whole thing all together, it goes. So one more time. Okay, see, and that's what it would sound like if you played it all in one shot. Okay, and that's basically the riff. That's how you do it. Alright, so and also the tap. Okay, so when he's playing it, he does a tap when he's plucking around. So he'll go tap, tap. And you can just use your whole hand to mute the strings, alright? So you go. So tap, and then go to the D, tap again, and start again, tap, okay, so you can stop the strings with your hand. You can just use, usually what I do is I try and use the side of my hand with my thumb just to tap it, okay, so, and that's it. So the way he plays it, it's, okay, so the timing is quite important when you're playing it, because he doesn't go, he doesn't play that slow. When you're doing the pull off, it needs to, the timing is, okay, so basically when he plucks the first part, there's a slight pause and he kind of rushes through to the C part, so it goes, it doesn't go, it goes, so it goes dun 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 dun. But okay, so I'm sure there's some of you who are going to have trouble with doing it at that speed, so I recommend just do it slowly, get used to doing that, and as you get more comfortable with that, then you start trying to increase your speed, where you go, and the most tricky part here is actually getting the pull off to sound when you're actually doing it, instead of just going, okay, you need the pull off to sound, otherwise it's not going to sound completely right. Okay, so as I mentioned before, one easy way to do it is put your finger in the gap between the third and the fourth string instead of putting it right on the string. This will help those of you who have trouble with doing a pull off from there. Just put it there, and when you release, just pull your finger down. Just pull it down lightly. Don't try and shove it down. Just pull it down lightly over the string. Okay, so it's going, and with practice over time you'll get used to that. Okay, now for those of you who are beginners, I'm really not sure how to simplify this anymore, but basically what you can do is just go slower. Okay, just go, just try and play slower, okay, because essentially if you're not comfortable with pressing strings and plucking, it is going to be a challenge for you, but I do recommend try it out, keep trying it out, and use I don't know, the ability to eventually play it as motivation to play this riff finally. Okay, now I know this video is going very long, but I've tried to go into as much detail as possible so that you can actually see what I'm pressing and how it's played. Okay, and this is just a really short riff. Now the place where you play this riff in the song is in the sections where you're playing the intro and you're going E minor, C, D, E minor. So in the guitar tutorial, instead of playing the riff, I'm actually just playing E minor, C, D, E minor. Okay, and you can just play that in the riff sections if you don't want to play the riff. And the riff is usually played at the intro and I think after the verses, I'm not exactly sure, but any place where you start just strumming E minor, C, D, E minor, and you're not singing, that's when you should play the riff. Okay, you should play. Okay, so that's one tip. And also for those of you who don't have a capo and you just want to play in the way that I taught you in the tutorial, okay, and you're more comfortable doing that, you can still play the riff just follow the instructions and play it along here. It may be a bit more difficult because you have to stretch your fingers a bit more. Okay, but that's what it would sound like if you played it here and not on the 6th fret. It doesn't sound as good, I would say, because it's much lower. But you can still play it here if, let's say, you don't have a capo and you don't really care if you play the same in the same key as Ed Sheeran. Okay, so here follow the exact same instructions. So like I said, from the base of the neck or from the base of the capo, that's the reference point. So 1st fret, 2nd fret. If the capo was on the 6th fret here, this would be 1st fret, this would be 2nd fret. Okay, so I screw it up sometimes because I'm not used to playing it like that. But anyway, that's how the riff goes, and I hope that helped a lot. Okay, so anyway, this video is going way too long, but that's basically how the riff is played. And remember, you can use the chords that I used in the guitar tutorial to play it here on the 6th fret. Same chords, G, E minor, C, A minor. Just use it here relative to the capo, and use the follow the instructions I taught you to play the riff. And if you don't have a capo, follow the same instructions which I gave you, and I'll play it one more time so that you can use this as reference. I'll play it slowly. If you don't have a capo, then just practice along with that and see if you can get it. Alright, so with that, thanks for watching. That is the riff that Ed Sheeran uses in his song I See Fire. It may not be exactly the same way he plays it, but for me it sounds alright, and this is the way I would play it, just because. Alright, so with that, thanks again for watching. I hope that this tutorial was useful. For those of you who are beginners and struggling, please don't feel discouraged. Try it out. I'll probably try and make easier videos so that you can practice fingerpicking on easier things. And for those who are up for it, good luck, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.